Hi everyone, Kevin here. Today I want to show you how to do something really fun and cool in PowerPoint, how to use Zoom. And yeah, it's not Zoom video conferencing. I know that's the most famous example with the name Zoom today, but how to use the Zoom feature in PowerPoint. With Zoom, you can do things like this. That was pretty cool. Typically with a PowerPoint presentation, you go through the presentation in a linear way where you start at the beginning, you advance to the next slide, and you keep doing that until you reach the final slide in the presentation. With Zoom, you can make your presentations more dynamic and your audience can jump to the sections or the slides that they care most about. The easiest way to think of Zoom is it's like creating links to sections and also slides within your presentation. There are three different types of Zooms. You have summary, section, and also slide Zooms. I'll walk through all three types to show you how they work. All right, well, why don't we jump on the PC and let's get started Zooming. Here we are on my PC and I have Microsoft PowerPoint open. This is the latest and greatest version that comes with Microsoft 365. And apologies for saying we're going to start Zooming. I just couldn't help myself. I'm in a deck for the Kevin Cookie Company and we're going to use this to demonstrate how Zoom works. And I think the best way to get started is to first off orient you to the deck. Once you have an understanding of the deck here, it'll make it easier to help you understand how Zoom works. Also, as another objective, I'll also be able to pitch you on the Kevin Cookie Company. Now, here in the deck, I have it broken up into a few different sections, and I'll just run through what's within the deck. Here I have my intro slide that just presents the Kevin Cookie Company. I have a summary slide here, and ideally what I want to have on this slide is I want to make it easy for people to come onto the summary slide and then jump to the sections of the deck that they care about. I also have a section on the locations of the Kevin Cookie Company. These are locations that we're planning on opening. By the way, there's a cool animated GIF here. I did another video on how you could create animated GIFs directly in PowerPoint and then bring them back into your PowerPoint presentation. I have a link to that video in the description. Underneath, I also call out the different locations where we're opening Kevin Cookie Company locations, and it goes through a few different markets where we're opening locations. And one thing that's common across all of these markets is they all have a high propensity to eat cookies. That seems like a good sign if you're opening locations in that market. We also have a section on franchising. So if you're interested in opening your own Kevin Cookie Company location, you could get information here. And then lastly, there's another section with a little bit of information about the company, including a meme from the founder. And then there's also the fine print at the very end. One of the things that I did here is my presentation is broken up into sections. You'll see that there's an intro section, locations, franchising, and then about at the end. Setting up sections will greatly help us with Zoom. To set up a section, what you could do is simply right click between two of the slides, and then you have the option to add a section. So I'll click on add section, and then you need to title your section. So here what I could do is I could simply title this section summary and then click on name. And so here you'll see a section name shows up. I could right click on the section again and I could rename it. I have other options like removing the section and all the slides within the section, or simply removing all the selections together. You could also do things like move it up or down and collapse it. You could also click on this icon to collapse and then also expand a section. Using sections will help make Zoom much more useful for us. So if you have a PowerPoint presentation, I would highly recommend adding sections before you start adding a Zoom to your PowerPoint presentation. Now that we've walked through and oriented you to the deck, let's start using Zoom. And to use Zoom, what we want to do is click on the top ribbon within the Insert category. And within Insert, you'll see a section on the ribbon directly in the middle that says Links. The reason it falls under links is, like I said in the introduction, Zoom is really a form of linking throughout your presentation, and I'll show you what I mean by that once we start including a Zoom. So I'm going to click on a Zoom, and like I said in the intro, there are three different types of Zooms. You have a summary, a section, and also a slide Zoom. We're going to start with a summary Zoom. This drops me in the Insert Summary Zoom dialog, and you'll see all the slides from my presentation appear within here. Some of them have a check mark and are highlighted, and some of them don't have a check mark and are not highlighted. By default, Summary Zoom highlights the first slide of every section, but I don't have to follow that guidance. I could go ahead and check and uncheck the various items within here. So I don't want to have the summary slide checked, so I'm going to uncheck that. I'll leave these items. That seems pretty good. And I also want to include a section for the fine print. Now, when I check this, what this will do is this will automatically turn the fine print into its own section. So similar to how we added sections at the beginning, the fine print will now fall under its own section. All of this looks good, so I'm going to go ahead and insert. Now that I've inserted the summary zoom, I'm going to scroll down and just show you what I meant by adding a section. Here now you see that the fine print sits under its own section. You'll see in my presentation now, Summary Zoom has added a completely new slide at the top of my slide deck, and it's under a new section called the Summary section. Now, I would prefer to have this slide zoom appear within this slide that I already formatted, so I'm simply going to copy this, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it, and then I'm going to paste it on my summary slide, and let me go ahead and paste it here. Now that I've pasted it on my summary slide, I can go ahead and remove this new section and also slide that automatically got added by Summary Zoom. So I'm going to remove that. And now I have my summary slide included in my deck. And let's test this out to see what and how Summary Zoom even works. I'm going to throw it into presentation mode. I can start presentation mode by clicking on this icon in the bottom right-hand corner. I can also go up on top to slideshow. I could start from the beginning, or what I could do is I could also press F5. So let's go ahead. I'm going to jump into presentation mode, and here is my summary slide. So how does Summary Zoom work? Well, let's say that I have an audience and we kick off our presentation, and we have information about new locations and about, but maybe people don't care so much about this information and they just want to know the details of how much does it cost to open a franchise. What I can do is, instead of jumping from the beginning of the deck all the way to the section that they care about, instead I could simply click on this section and it'll zoom in. That's why it's called Summary Zoom, because it has a zoom animation. When I click again, it'll jump me to the next slide within that section, and this is now the last slide in the franchise section. So when I advance to the next slide, it'll bring me back to the summary view. Let's go ahead and exit presentation mode. When I click on the new zoom object that I inserted in the slide, I have a new option that appears up on the ribbon called Zoom. Let's go ahead and click on that and see what we can do with this. On the Zoom ribbon, I have a bunch of new options. We're going to go from left to right, and I'll quickly walk through what you can do with these different options. The first one is to edit the summary. If I click on that, that allows me to both include and exclude different sections from my summary. So let's say that the fine print is pretty onerous and it might scare away some potential franchisees. I could go ahead and uncheck that, and then that'll reduce my summary view here. Let me go ahead and bring that back for now. I can also move items around within here. If I don't like the default layout, I could drag things around and reformat it how I see fit. But let's say that I move things around and it really doesn't look better than what it was by default. I could go back up to the ribbon and then click on Reset Layout, and that'll bring it back to the original format. There's another option on the ribbon called Change Image, and by default, the image that appears here within the Summary Zoom is simply a screenshot or an image of the slide, but you could change that to whatever you want. So let's say on this first slide, maybe I don't want to have the logo and the cookie appear again. I can go up to Change Image and then click on Change Image again, and I have a few different options for inserting pictures. I could select a file from my computer, I could select a stock image, an online picture from Bing, or I could also choose an icon. Let me go ahead and I'll insert an icon in here. This is a nice new feature in PowerPoint as well, where you have a massive selection of icons that you could insert, and you could even search for icons. I'm going to search for cookie, and let's see what comes up. I have this gingerbread man type cookie. Let me go ahead and insert that. You'll notice now that it's replaced the default image with this icon, and it still behaves the exact same way. If I jump into presentation mode and then click on this new image, that serves just like a Summary Zoom as well. So whatever the image is, it doesn't matter. The behavior is still exactly the same. I have a few more options up here as well next to change image. One of them is return to zoom. What this does is if I click on one of these sections and I uncheck return to zoom, this means that when I reach the end of the section, it won't return to this summary view. Instead, it'll continue progressing throughout the presentation. So let's see how that works. I'll click on franchising information, I'll advance to the next slide, and I'll advance again. And here you see that it just jumps straight to the About section and doesn't give me a chance to then choose a different section. Another option I have here is the ability to either turn on or off the zoom transition. Personally, I think the zoom transition is pretty nice, so I don't know why you would turn that off, but if you do want to turn it off, you can. And let's see how that works. I'm going to turn off the zoom transition. I'll return to zoom back on, and let's see how this works. So now if I click on franchise information, the slide will pop up immediately without that zoom animation. Personally, I think that's the fun of the zoom animation, but you could decide what you want to do. Maybe your audience doesn't appreciate having these different transitions in your presentation. Back on the Zoom tab, I also have an option to set the duration for how long the animation or the transition appears for. By default, it's set to 1. You could increase or decrease this depending on how long you want that transition to appear for. And to be able to set a time, you need Zoom transition to be checked on. If I uncheck that, you'll see that the duration is now grayed out. Along with Zoom options, I also can set different Zoom styles, and Zoom styles affect the different zoom items. So here, if I select all of these different items, I can apply, let's say, a border around the different items if I want to have a container around them. And there are lots of different styles that I can choose from. I could also apply a border. I could choose different effects. And then there's a new one called the zoom background. Let me explain what that means. Here on the very bottom slide, or the last item I have within the summary zoom, it's simply a basic slide that says the fine print, and then it has a whole bunch of fine print that goes along with it. If I jump to the slide within the presentation, it's just a basic white slide. I haven't applied any type of special background to it. When I look at my summary slide here, having that white background is a little stark and it detracts from the beautiful imagery that I see above for the other summary sections. What I can do is if I click on this item and I go up to zoom on the ribbon, I could click on zoom background. What that does is it simply hides the default background associated with that slide. If I click on new locations and I click on zoom background, it won't hide the background because I have an image background for this slide. It'll only take it if you have a solid color background for that slide. The other options here, these are common to other formatting tools where you could do alignment and rotation. So you have all of those same controls here within the zoom view as well. Now that we've covered how to do a summary zoom, why don't we jump in and learn how to do a section zoom. I'm going to delete the summary zoom that we inserted, and once again, like we did before, I'm going to go up to the ribbon, click on Insert, and then go over to the middle again to zoom under the links category. The second option on this list is called a section zoom. Let's click on that. This opens up the section zoom dialog, and here I now see all the sections within my presentation. In the summary zoom, not only did I see all of the sections, but I also saw all the slides. I'm going to go through and let me select, let's bring in the intro, maybe I bring in the locations, franchising, about, and then the fine print. I'm going to leave out the summary section from this, and I'm going to go ahead now and let's insert it. One of the differences you'll see is because I've inserted a section zoom, it doesn't align and organize the different sections for me. Instead, it simply puts them in a pile, and then I can move the different items around however I want on my slide. So maybe I'll organize this so that's on the top, and then I have my next one. And so I'm just going to organize these different items. And once I feel like everything's in a good order, let's see how this works and how it differs from the summary zoom. So if I throw it into presentation mode, I'm going to jump into franchising information again. It'll jump into that section, and then as I go through and I finish the section, it'll send me back. So it behaves in a very similar way to the summary zoom. It just gives me a little bit more freedom and control to organize the things how I see fit. When I click on one of the individual items, here too I also see zoom up on top on the ribbon, and I have similar controls. I've lost the ability to modify the different items I brought in, and also I can't organize the items like I could with the summary zoom. However, in terms of being able to change the image, configure the different options related to the zoom, all of those are available here as well. Now, one of the neat little tricks that you can do is instead of going up to insert and then going over to zoom and inserting a section, what you can just do is you could hover over the slide sorter section title and you can drag and drop it onto your slide, and that's another way you can insert a section zoom into your slide presentation. Now that we've looked at the section zoom, I'm going to go ahead and delete all the different sections on this slide, and the last type of zoom that I want to show you is the slide zoom. So let's go up to links again under the insert menu, and I'm going to go and click on slide zoom. Within the slide zoom dialog, I see images of all the different slides within my presentation. So here I can go through and I could add a few slides, and I want to show you something neat with the slide zoom. So here I'm going to select 3 slides that are all back to back, and I'm going to go ahead and insert them into my presentation, and I'm going to position them in different areas of my slide. Now let's go ahead and jump into presentation mode, and I'll show you one of the really neat things about this type of zoom. So here I'm going to jump into the London location first, so it zooms in on this section. Now when I advance to the next slide, because this is back to back with the next slide in the presentation, it'll jump over, and you see this cool effect where it transitions or traverses across the slide that I have up, and I'm going to click advance again, and here you'll see that as I traverse the slides, I get this really cool background effect as I jump from slide to slide. I'm going to exit out of presentation mode, and similar to how you could drag sections onto your slide, I can also drag individual slides onto my slide. So here, let's say I wanted this slide to be part of my slide zoom. I could simply drag and drop it onto my slide, and that'll effectively add it to the slide zoom. Here too, with a slide zoom, if I click on an individual item, I could go up to zoom on the top ribbon, and here too I also have all of the same zoom options where I could set whether it returns back to the main zoom after the slide or if it simply continues in the presentation. I have all my different styles and all my different alignment effects as well. Alright, well that was a quick example of how you could use Zoom in Microsoft PowerPoint. I've included a link to the file that I used if you want to try using Zoom yourself in PowerPoint. If you found this video helpful and you learned how to use Zoom, please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button. That way you'll get a notification anytime new content like this comes out. And lastly, if you want to see me cover any other topics in the future, leave a comment down below. I build my list of videos to create from viewers like you. All right, well, that's all I had for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.